Good afternoon, friends of Riverbend again. This is Mark. I'm going to show you one of my favorite simple recipes for guacamole. Just imagine if one of your friends calls and says, you know, we're going to stop over in a little while and you want to get something together for a little appetizer. 5 ingredients and simple to make. We're going to have avocado. I have 2 ripe avocados, a lime, onion, a couple pieces of garlic, and we don't particularly like really hot stuff with jalapenos, but I found these diced tomatoes with green chilies, mild, or they come not so mild. You can certainly add some jalapenos chopped up if you like. If you take the seeds out, it's even a little less potent, but I find this is a really good combination. So we're going to start with the avocado. And an easy way to do this is to slice it lengthwise in half. Take it and just swivel it, and you got 2 halves. The easiest way to take the pit out is to take your knife, smash it into the pit, turn it. Whoa, well that didn't work. Turn it halfway and the pit comes out, usually. Just watch your hands when you do that. Now you get a big spoon. And this is a beautiful guacamole. This is a beautiful avocado. And you scoop this out. And if it's the softer the better, as long as it's still
green.
As long as it's still real green. So I'm doing this with 2 avocados, depending of course on how many people you're going to have.
Not necessarily. We go through 2 avocados, just the 2 of us.
Yes. This one is much more ripe. It's soft. We're going to see what it looks like inside. It's got a little brown spot on the one end, and that's okay, so I'll just take out the green. Again, scrape the green off here. Try this with the pit again. Well, 2 for 2. That never happened. So this is not going to work. So then you take your handy dandy fork and scoop the pit out. I don't think that's ever happened to Mark. This avocado is much softer and
Much messier.
Much messier. I'm going to rinse my hands off. There's lots of different recipes for avocado. And again, I'm into simple. So if you have a potato masher, that works the best. And short of a potato masher, I'm just using a fork.
Can you put it in the blender, food processor?
It would emulsify the avocado, I believe, too much. And you just work this for a couple of minutes.
Can you use an immersion blender?
Again, I would do it mechanically rather than an immersion blender, because you want a little chunkiness to it, in my opinion. And this is working just perfect. And I'm doing it in a flat surface so that I can get some pressure on my fork against the bottom. So that's why we're doing it here. And here we are. It's perfect. And then I'm going to move this to more of a bowl. Get every little bit out because it's so good. Put it over here for my handy dandy dishwasher experience. Okay, the next I'm going to put in a couple of cloves of garlic. And if you've watched one of my videos before, you know that the easiest way is to take a knife with the sharp edge down and smash it. It's okay because the peel then will come off easily, unless it's like the pit of the avocado, as it comes off easily after you smash it. And I use a couple of cloves for 2 avocado. If I had 3 avocado, I might use 3 cloves. And I want to dice these very, very tiny. So this is called mincing them. And if you can mince some very small bites. A piece of skin that I want to get out of there.
Skin?
Skin, that's that.
Not your skin.
Not my skin, thank goodness. And when this is minced really nice and tiny, I'm just going to take this, throw it right into the avocado. I'm going to take my tomatoes and green chilies. I've already drained the liquid out of that, so this is nice and dry. I'll throw those in. I'm going to take some onion, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to mince this onion very small. I sort of chop it, and then I get it into a small circle. And if we had a dog, they would really like it, because I usually get more on the floor than I do in the bowl. Again, I just keep running my knife through here till I'm satisfied that it's nice. And I go different directions. There we go. So I take the onion, put it in there. The last really ingredient is a lime, and sometimes if you roll them, gets the juices ready. Cut this in half.
You ever put lime zest in it?
You know, I've never put some lime zest in, but I guess you could microplane some lime zest. That would probably add some good flavor. You want to just keep the pressure on this thing Squeeze out all you can. I'm going to use both halves. Guacamole, well, any kind of avocado tends to turn brown pretty quickly when it reaches the air. So you'll see if you want it, if you're not going to serve it immediately, if you put some press and seal or some saran wrap very tightly over wax paper, very tightly over it, it keeps the air from turning it brown. And I always add a little salt, again, depending on your diet, your health situations. You can add a little more, a little less. I don't like a lot of salt. My wife, Susan, loves salt, so she always will add some at the end. And then you mix this together, and you can see how beautiful the green and the
looks like Christmas.
And the red go together. Mix in all that garlic, and if you let this sort of hang out together for a while, the flavors really intensify. There's nothing in this that really requires you to refrigerate this, so if you're going to make it and serve it in 2 or 3 hours, I prefer to actually leave it at room temperature. And then if I'm going to keep it overnight, I'll put it in the fridge. I always sort of like to taste things.
Don't put that in.
Perfect. Perfect. So I'll put this in a smaller container. That's just right. So the lime really helps.
It also keeps it from turning brown.
Makes this, and as she says, it helps it from turning brown. Any citrus will help it from turning. And then, what I was trying to explain, if you get your press and seal, and when we get into this afternoon with some chips, and you could put this on a, instead of serving it on here, you could put it on a serving platter or in a small serving bowl, surround it with some chips, make a very nice presentation. But it's what you want to do is you want to, instead of just covering the bowl, you want to push this down on the guacamole so that it's right there. And then you could press it on the sides, or put the lid on.
Yeah.
Put the lid on this container, and that'll keep it green. And there you go. You have an appetizer, 5 ingredients, easy to make.
Less than 15 minutes.
Less than 15 minutes. That's my goal for a video. Take care. Enjoy. Bye.